Today you have been again in this channel, MOC Membership. My name is Mihail and today I will share with you one of the most advanced approaches in order to solve great issues and problems that you have in your, let's say, organization. And do that only if you've been paid very, very well. Otherwise, keep it for yourself. But now you will know how to deal with the projects and have to give the proper attention and the proper value to them. I will show you some things by simplifying all the things that you have to watch in order to make it as much easier to understand. First of all, by thinking this way, you are able to create really valuable projects. And as I have always told you, I have not keeping the information for me. I know how to use it, but sometimes it is, let's say, a lack of people understanding. So that's why I'm looking for individuals that are thinking in the same way in order they're able to understand what I'm saying. So I have successfully created the Crudo Washing Masterclass course, which is available through the membership. I have also created this guide for Crudo washing. It explains everything, and as you have seen, I have done a series of videos. If you look back to the channel, also in my new channel, MOC Talks, I describe all the issues and how you can resolve them really quickly, very easy, with minimal investments and creating really, really huge value. But the most important is that this knowledge you should use, and this is my advice, only if you are paid well for what you're doing. Otherwise, don't do it because it does not make any sense by creating value for somebody else, which will use this value and in their own, let's say, opportunity and benefit without benefiting you yourself, okay? And the reason why I'm sharing this way, as I told you, I'm looking for individuals that are interested in this information, are interested maybe for collaborations, are interested to raise questions, and interesting also to improve their knowledge as well, interesting to maybe do some projects or at least are willing to do something for improvement. I can say it is not that easy because first of all you have to create that mindset in order to understand the things, but today I will share some very, very interesting things and I will show how you are able to identify the problems and the potential, let's say, solutions on that. So as you will be, let's say, someone in your organization or maybe in your business, let's say, maybe you have some barges, maybe you have, let's say, some vessels. First of all, for sure you will have lack of people that are, and this is seen yes across all organizations, that are willing really do something for the improvement. Because in my last, let's say, organization, I have heard that for 10 years, for 20 years, there was not such huge change on the way of seeing the problems, identify the problems, and resolve the problems as quick as possible. So this is an issue for sure for organizations because the presence of expertise, it is abandoned, it's not there, and it is exactly highlight the necessity to create experts and specialists in the industries that you are working. Maybe you're working for manufacturing, for shipping, and all the things. Maybe you're working, let's say, to any other, let's say, allocation that we can imagine. So, and this problem, yes, will rise in the future as well. And I can definitely say that in Greece we are living the companies itself and the country are not able to utilize my full expertise and my speciality. Also, yes, paying well or also understanding as well the potentials. Since the companies and the individuals are not able to understand the potentials and what you are doing for them, it is not value, okay? and I will describe you a little bit about how you're able to identify value in your, let's say, business or your organization. So you're doing something which is called, let's say, shipping or transportation. Okay, you have a vessel. Oh, excuse me for my pencil a little bit. Yes, it has been dry. So you are doing transportation. Okay, you have a vessel. I believe it is clear seen here. So you have a vessel, okay, and this vessel has to deliver a product, let's say 100,000 K of product, any product, to a refinery or to a location. Okay, we have the location here. I don't know if it's visible. Let me check if I can use the other one. Maybe it's better visible. Or maybe I can take, let me check if I can take some other pencils or markers. Okay, I will use probably this one. Maybe it shows much better. Okay, let's see. You have a vessel which needs to deliver its product to a, let's say, a location. Okay, product vessel, and you have to transfer this product through a specific vessel that has specific dimensions and all the things. And then you realize that by bringing this 100K of product, you are not able to discharge fully capacity of the vessel, because simply you have some restrictions. So you have a team, as we said, from the location, which are not able to give solutions. So no solutions. And you have also a team which is sitting, let's say, in office, which are not able also to give solutions. Not true always, but most of the times this is what's happening. Because this focus, it has specific things to do. We will write like this: busy, things busy. So they're not seeing this problem as a priority. So the vessel comes in the location. Okay, the vessel comes to the location, discharge partial of the cargo, let's say 70,000 K, and it has to do one more discharge in order to discharge the rest of the cargo. So let me take a little bit the alcohol in order to erase the table. So I just took the alcohol in order able to erase the table. I will get some pencils, which is much better for these presentations. So you still have your vessel, which needs to deliver 30,000 K to the location. And how you will do that? You will bring this vessel to anchorage. This one vessel will go to anchorage, and then it will transfer ship to ship STS the rest of 30K of the cargo. So you have double operations. You have downtime as well, huge. You're paying, let's say, tugboats and all the things. You're increase the risk. The risk is increasing. So in this case, I have a real example what I did in that, let's say, in that case. So basically, what I have done, it's better understanding the location. What is the potential of the location? Does the location gives us the advantage to discharge this vessel at once? without using all that, let's say, line of actions that we have to make it simple? If yes, so basically this vessel comes here on the location with 100k and it discharges 100k. So it is discharged 100k, the whole cargo, okay? And this is actually your value. So in order to give you to understand how much value this can bring, this operation, it can go up to 4 to 5 million, depends, yes, of how often these these operations are done through the year, how often the product is being brought, let's say, to the location, and also it depends as well, excuse me, it also depends as well how many tanks you have in the availability in order to fill them. So basically with this vessel, we were able to fill most of the tanks that was available in the location. So we had maybe 5 tanks and all of them was ready with stocks, filling the stocks, and was able to be used, let's say, for another purposes, or let's say transferring to another locations, or keeping it on the location and then pumping to another location. So what this brought value, and that also created security for the product, the flow of the product itself through the supply chain, much easier. So it gives you additional alternatives, and then you basically are able to bring much more huge value at once without doing all that operations. But the interesting thing was that there was expertise missing on that point. And still, I had a lot of projects. Yes, I have a lot of projects which was able to bring a huge amount of millions, potential, let's say billions in the decades. But things are changing, and yes, this is the reason why there is no stability as well in the corporative worlds. That's why I'm telling you, do not share the whole of your potential to this company, because basically, yes, you will do something good, but you will not be paid for what you are doing. And this is, I believe, the reason why there is no motivation as well from individuals to bring value to the company itself. Okay, they say, we stay here, that's it, that's all. We listen what you have to tell, we're telling what you want to listen, and basically that's all. So yes, this is how you're able, yes, to identify projects. Oop. Let's do it on another. Let's say this is how you're able to identify projects and value, and this is basically how you're able to resolve the problems and turn them in value. So it's very, very easy to do so. Very simple, just let's say by making some projections of what you have in place and where you would like to bring that things in order to work them, in order to make them work. So let me take another pencil. Let me take this pencil here. It is very, very easy. So we have simplified the way how we see the thing. So basically, we have our problem here. I don't know if you can see. let me take another one. Okay, we have the problem here. We see how we're able to resolve it, and then we are going to this direction. Okay, but for sure all this you need to have expertise, you need also to have motivation, and yes, these things are missing in the most of organizations, because simply, yes, they do not pay uh, for that extra, let's say, mile that you are going. Okay, so that's why I'm saying to you, not go for the extra mile if they are not paying you, because I have done that, and I would not like from you to repeat the same mistake that I did, because nobody will appreciate it really, and at the end, basically, the only thing that will be benefit is them. Okay, so yes, be really careful of what you're sharing, with whom you're sharing, because not everyone will appreciate of what you're doing. Okay, they will just see it like a temporary thing, and then simply bye bye, that's all. And yes, we have to place another person in your position, that's all. It's so simple, my dear friends. I will make another videos for sure. I will make some videos through the identifying some technicalities and all the things, through the discharges as well, because yes, how the discharges are happening and how the effect adds up to, let's say, the demurrage, for the delays, for all the things. Yes, it has a huge ongoing impact. So if you are willing, let's say, to learn all the things and create a better future for you and your communities, stay here on this channel, select one of the memberships, which you will get the specific knowledge that is required in order to use it in your way and your potential as you wish. Okay, you can use it also for any reason you like. That's why I'm sharing that information. Okay, and I will not keep it for myself. So I will stay a little bit and think about this, what else I'm able to share in order to show you, let's say, how you are able to identify the value in the projects, how you are able to create value from them. And this is what basically I utilize my knowledge in order to solve the problems, which I have done also here in this book, in crude washing. Okay, I said what the people on board should know and what I would like to know on board, that it will help me in order to avoid, let's say, problems, avoid issues, avoid risk. And also all that project that I have shared with you with the vessel, there was also risk involved. What if, let's say, the vessel are there in the port and the draft, it's let's say on the limit. Okay, when the vessel will be discharged, what will be the air draft? We will be able, let's say, to remove the gangway. What is the limits of the gangway? What is the limits of the manifold loading arm or cargo arm for the disconnection? What is the, let's say, the parameters that I need to know in order to reduce the risk to minimum as much as possible? And all the projects that I have designed, which is bunkering optimization project, slash optimization project, it was made for these main reasons. So basically, it reduced the risks, it increased the, let's say, the safety, yes, but the same thing is by reduction of the risk, yes. Then it is speed up the operation in the way that it's not dangerous, it is much more reliable, and it has benefits, potential benefits, to have a good competition with the competitors, because if you are doing something better than your competitors in any industry, in the business, That means you are providing better quality of the products that you have been created. So basically, all the approach and the attention, as in this book, as in the membership and the crude oil masterclass course for the crude oil washing, the marine bundle simulations, the marine advanced course for the boilers and for the purifiers, was created with this logic. So you will get the knowledge that is required in order, first of all, but the most important thing is to understand of what risks you have and how you need to handle them. That you are able, let's say, to earn your salary as easy as possible with the biggest awareness that is required in order to reduce the risk, avoid unpleasant situations. Mostly it is to avoid, yes, the pleasant situations because you don't want them to happen. And since you have mastering all the techniques that I have been shared with you, because you will receive one level of knowledge here, and probably from your stance and your attention, you will be able to master it further, much further, because since you receive the knowledge which is easily available here through this channel, you then are able to think differently and approach differently with a brilliant mindset, bringing the things forward as required for your own development. And here you will find I have totally, let's say, about 10 years of seafaring, being at sea, and also about from 2013 creating this training educational material. Because what I have seen that this material and how the knowledge needs to be transferred, it needs to be in a specific way, in the easiest way in order to understand and to be really usable for the people that are watching. This is the goal. This is the goal, that you will get the information with the easiest possible way. You plug it in the mind, let's say, and then you're able to develop further your things. Because I truly believe that since you have learned this mindset and the way of thinking, the methodology that I have been developed, how to approach the things, you're able to do anything. So there will not be any limits. And the only limits that you will face, for sure, it is the people and the organizations, which is highly isolated, because they have created a world which they believe that this world is them just and not body else, which is completely wrong, for sure. And that's why you have seen that how seafaring and the business has been highly impacted from this, because at the moment they're building private schools because simply they are not able to keep up their crew members due to a highly increased amount of work on board the vessels, highly increased amount of regulations, and also if you will see, let's say in the offices, it is mostly filled by captains, okay? You have a unbalance also in the offices. You have less technical stuff, you have more theoretical, and more stuff which has been only have a stance of ordering things, okay? You cannot have only people that are ordering things without people that are actually knowing what is required to do. So you have huge imbalance. When you have this huge imbalance, you have to fill this imbalance with something else. But at the moment, you are not able to feel that technical expertise that is required. And it is across the most of the organizations. They do not know actually what is the technicality behind the things. And that's why you see they are spending millions, they are spending billions, and they not even realize it, because there is nobody to see that realization and make it aware and bring that awareness. So that's why you see the next step it is the risk increases. It increases and it leads to major accidents and incidents. And as I have said, I'm not, let's say, Nostradamus. I'm taking facts, I'm taking, let's say, the actual image of the market, of the shipping market, how it works, where it goes, what is the decisions that the governments and the companies has made, and I'm making the calculations and the sum out of it. And what my experience have shown, the accidents and the incidents will be increased, both in the corporations, both in shipping world around, and it will be major. It will be major and unseen. Unseen for the reason because all the companies that you have been working for, and also the oil majors and all the things, the IMO itself, actually, they are not protecting the person that is on board the vessel. They are not protecting the seafarer. They are protecting their own reputation. Okay, they're protecting their own reputation, and that's why you have seen they have created offices which is also dealing with the legal, with laws and all that stuff in order to protect the reputation of the company and not get that exposure. So basically, it is a system of covering things because you do not like to have an exposure. You have stakeholders, you have shareholders that are paying you and are part of organization and do not like to have a bad image. But since you are only trying to avoid to not have the bad image and do not actually resolve what is the issues of your cooperative, let's say, structure and how the things are structured, you basically leading yourself to the accidents and the total disaster. It is clear. Since the one way has been selected, and this is how the things has been seen, only from one side and not overall of the supply chain, this is where the things been lost. And in this stance, you're not able to help in any way because it is only one polar thinking world. Despite of showing all that, let's say, internal organizations, let's say the transparency, the trust and all the things, still the biases inside the companies are more than the actual freedom that they provide. Since there is so much intellectual restrictions in these organizations, they are not able to create, they are not able to perform. And since that, there is no development and it is a slowly dying of these structures. So that is it, a little bit about how the things are working, the mechanisms behind, and how the things are technically described and not theoretically. Basis on facts, real proofs, because whatever I'm sharing here, it has been proved technically, physically, and actually how the world is working. Nothing else, no theories, no if that. It is actually how it is structured. Thank you very much for your time. Join also the MOC talks where I describe the real issues without hiding behind, let's say, my finger and exactly pointing out all the issues that we are facing in the maritime world. Because since we speak more about that, since we describe the things as they are, we have a representative overview and the direction where the industries are going and what is the actual situation, what is happening around in nowadays. Thank you very much and See you in the next video. I will try to make something interesting which will make you more mindful and more aware. Thank you from Mihail, and stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the videos. I see not that much likes. Press more, press it, and also share the videos if you find them interesting. And maybe, probably, yes, they will help somebody else. And also, yes, the membership are really crucial for the channel's life itself, for the channel sustaining. As I have described you, this is my main job at the moment, and this is what I would like to do in the future as well. Thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for all channel members. Really appreciate them. Really appreciate and see that people are returning back for the information. And I think the only good thing that will be developed, it is your development, and also you will avoid the unpleasant situations. This is the goal. This was always the goal of the channel. And as I have always tell, I will share everything what I know only for one reason: to make you better on your next move, on your next selection. Because I believe truly that if we direct people in a good way, in a proper way, they will think differently. Yes, they will do something positive. As I will share, let's say, something with you, some positive thought, you will probably share with another person something positive that you may know or you are knowing better than me, okay? And this is how we will make our world much better place for future generations, for further development. Because I believe that. I believe truly that the way how we're thinking, it can affect the people that we are communicating with. And what I would like to do, it is affecting people only in the positive way. So they change their stance, they realize, okay, we are doing here something wrongly, probably. Why we do not take the expertise or ask an expert? Or why we have to do by ourselves? It is not the negligence of, let's say, the money. It's not the negligence of time. It is the interest itself and how we see the things. Okay, the things can be differently. The things can be much easier. The things can be more simple. The only thing that we have to do is to see. And since we are able to see, since we are able to listen and be rational of our decisions, we are able to understand what actually is happening. Thank you very much. I do not like to make it too long. See you in the next video. I will prepare something interesting which will bring the clarity and transparency. And hopefully, yes, trust, because trust, yes, it takes a little bit more time for building. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. And before finish, I would like to ask you, please write in the comments, because what I'm thinking is to create for the people that are buying, let's say, the memberships here on the channel. I would like to create specific dedicated channels, which will be, let's say, closed channels, where the people are jumping there, the people that has been purchased. I will add them, and then we can run, let's say, some questions, some things. Which of the programs are you using? You're using more, let's say, Telegram, WhatsApp, which one? And I believe it is much better, yes, to have this second level of communication, so you can jump there, ask the questions, somebody else jump, will see, let's say, the problem, and it will be much easier to solve the problems. This was one of the things. And the other thing is the live. When you would like to create live, so you will basically ask the questions directly. I really like to make lives, and it will be, let's say, completely free. I would like to resume making lives again, or I will start, let's say, making lives just whatever time it is, and then you will watch it. And yes, it depends how many people will jump, depends. Or let's make some schedule. Please write which time it's more available for you. I know the people are around the globe, all over the place, but just write if you would like, let's say, lives, to see live questions, live interaction, because this is really, really important. In the live, you can actually ask questions, what you have in your mind, okay? And really, I do not care if it is, let's say, bad question, wrong question, if it's good question, whatever question you have, do it and put it there, okay? I would like really, really to interact with you as well in order to help you in the positive way of your questioning, okay, of what you have questioned, and see it also, because questions, if there is question, that means you have thought about this, and you have thought also different scenarios how to solve that, and then you're seeking, yes, the answer of the expert, let's say, and the specialist on this area, which will be really, really helpful in order to see you something differently. Maybe you have think, let's say, 3, 4 different scenarios, and you are missing, let's say, one. Since you have all that 5 scenarios, you will be much better to make a decision making. And that's why, with this way, you will reduce your risks. And that's why I'm telling you to stay open to the new ideas, new proposals, thinking, listen, and understand. So, my dear friends, thank you very much. I would like that this video will be really, really great from the view of the information, and see you next time. Bye bye.